7 levels of Spider-Man strength. Video by ZapZoonZing.
Spider-Man was never meant to be one of Marvel's strongest heroes, but the harder he holds back, the more terrifying his true strength.
Okay, we were saying this last time, bro. We were saying this last time, but I had to open the dialogue, right? With the whole Spider-Man holds back thing, I feel like if Spider-Man were coming out today, you know what I mean? If Spider-Man were, let's say, an anime character coming out in 2026, just getting his big Mappa debut, they would call him a statement merchant, bro. They would call him a potential man. They would say he's always holding back, but we never get to see what he actually does. Now, don't get me wrong. The fact that he's always holding back isn't bad writing or nothing. But that just goes to show how fucking cooked modern discourse is, bruh. Where like, even if you have actual lore canon reasons for holding back, niggas will either use that holding back statement to glaze you to all hell, which is kind of what people do with Spider-Man now, bro. Oh no, Spider-Man, bro, he'd be able to fight God if he wasn't holding back. Or they'll use it to try to like discredit you, bro, try to hate on you. So I don't know, just something interesting to think about.
Actually becomes. And by the end of this, you'll understand why Spider-Man...
What the nigga got Spider-Man from hell, bro. Isn't this nigga supposed to be friendly? A friendly neighborhood nigga? Why he got red burning eyes like that? Like he's about to kill me. What did I do?
Real power isn't something he's ever allowed to fully use. Level 1, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Spider-Man's first level of strength isn't about how strong he is, it's about how strong he
What the fuck? Hold on. You stalwarts might have a lot of inner qualities which I'm not aware of, but as conversationalists, you're just a bunch of dropouts. They was publishing anything back in the day, bruh.
refuses to be. This is his baseline. The strength he uses every single day, subconsciously placing a hard ceiling on his own potential.
Yeah, you could tell this nigga be bullshitting, bro. This nigga be bullshitting in the fights, because how the hell did these niggas get him in, get pinning his hands behind his back? I don't even care. I don't even care if he's holding back. In no universe should a random nigga be able to bear hug Spider-Man, bro. Peter, lock in. I mean, to be fair, he did slam the fuck out this nigga right afterwards, bro. But still.
At this level, Peter Parker is constantly holding back. Not just pulling punches, but actively restraining himself so the people he's fighting can still walk away afterward. He's not trying to end life.
Yep. Now I remember what you were saying. It was this right here. This panel right here. Again, if Spider-Man were coming out today, panels like this one would be used to discredit him, bro. Let me move my camera. Because why is he getting his ass whooped by normal niggas, bro? Why do they have him curled up in fetal position? He shouldn't even be able to feel these punches. Like, even if he is holding back, bro, durability-wise, these punches should not even register to him. He should be able to eat these like Goku, bro. Like, you know how in Dragon Ball, when someone too weak punches you and you just sit there like a bug is in front of your face? He shouldn't even be on the ground, like, bent up like this, bro. He shouldn't even have to cover his face.
All that matters is that the bad guy is stopped and handed over to this system. This is the strength behind the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man image. It's the version of Spidey lifting a car just long enough for a kid to grab a
I don't know if this shit looks overly friendly, bruh.
football. The same level he uses against nameless thugs robbing banks, hijacking armored trucks, or causing chaos in places like Grand Central Station. And you can tell he's holding back because this is at the only level where Spider-Man still has room to joke. The quips, the sarcasm, the constant running commentary mid-fight. That's not confidence, that's restraint.
Did this nigga have a cast on? Don't get me wrong, it humanizes him, okay? So I'm not overly mad at it. I'm really not. I'm just trying to figure out how he even ended up in a situation where he needs a sling. Did he fall off a building or some shit? But even then, he should be able to tank that.
Restraint, because Spider-Man knows something most people forget. His strength, even at its lowest setting, is more than enough to cave in a human skull. But that's never been
Is that 100% lowest setting? More than enough to cave in a skull? Is that cap? Is that glaze?
Peter Parker's goal. With great power comes great responsibility, and level 1 is what responsibility looks like when it's turned into muscle memory. Level 2, Escalation. This is the point where Peter
Okay, now we're getting into some real villains, some real threats. I mean, Doc Ock has always been funny to me, bro, because he's still just like a fat dude with robot arms. But we got Vulture up here, Green Goblin.
Parker stops.
I guess the characters that actually can give him some sort of squabble.
Crime and starts fighting threats.
Personally, though, I would put like heavy hitters like Lizard and I think this is Rhino down here. I would put them on like a higher like physical strength tier or like, you know, strength needed to fight them tier than I would like Doc Ock. I get Doc Ock as his parallel in a lot of ways, you know, being like the bully genius and so on and so forth. But even as a kid, I was never able to watch a Spidey versus Doc Ock fight and go, yo, why doesn't he just rip the arms clean out of this nigga's back and beat the dog shit out of him? Like, I get it, right? They're connected to his spine and, you know, Peter's trying to be a good dude. But it gets to a certain point, man. It gets to a point where I'm like, yo, sometimes you just got to beat the dog shit out of a nigga. Oh, yeah, there go Venom down there, too. Yeah, Venom, okay, when you get to, like, Venom, Carnage, like, those type of Spider-Man villains, that's, like, a whole different tier, bro.
The moral code is still intact. The restraint's still there. The quips haven't disappeared, but the margin for error...
I'm not going to lie, bro. Tongue for tongue. Who tongue, like... Never mind. Nah, but like tongue for tongue, who tongue is more wild between Venom and Lizard? I'm saying like if I had to have one of them lick me, I'm probably going Venom. You know? I don't really like the forked tongue that Lizard got, so I'm probably going Venom.
Error is gone. At this level, Spider-Man isn't dealing with desperate muggers or random thugs anymore. He's facing superpowered opponents who can genuinely kill people if he doesn't end the fight quickly.
Even then, though, I feel like he be bullshitting against these characters too, though. Like I don't even feel like this video is 100% accurate. And maybe it's just the Spider-Man that I watched growing up. I watched two main Spider-Man growing up, apart from the movies. I watched Spectacular Spider-Man in like early childhood, elementary school. And then middle school, I watched the one that was on Disney. What was that called? Ultimate Spider-Man. And that nigga was cracking jokes all the time. He could be fighting the Lizard cracking jokes.
So he recalibrates. Not to kill, not to maim.
Okay. I don't even think he's going all out again. God damn, Lizard got a jawbone on him, boy. But I don't even think he's going all out against like the Lizard right here. Because you're not going to tell me that Lizard is moving the same way that Hulk is. And niggas be saying Spidey can go toe-to-toe with Hulk on a good day.
Put you down hard enough that you can't get back up. This is Spider-Man actively adjusting.
Sandman is also pretty fucking dangerous. But if I remember correctly, Sandman was like kind of chill. Like usually he just be talking it out with this nigga. Sandman just need a hug for real.
Adjusting his strength mid-fight, applying just enough force to knock someone on.
Like Sandman is really one of those villains where like if he locked in, bro, it would be no, like there would be no stopping it, bro. There would be no stopping him. The only like 9 times out of 10 when Peter ends up stopping this nigga is just reasoning with him. But like I'm thinking of the beginning of that one Spider-Man game or that scene in that one Spider-Man game where you're fighting that big ass Sandman. Like if Sandman really locks in, bro, that's GG's.
Conscious without leaving life-altering damage behind. Level 2 is where Spider-Man can drop Rhino.
Rhino, I always thought Rhino was corny as hell, bro. I don't know why. Maybe I was just delusional. But as a kid, I thought like if I locked in hard enough, I could probably beat Rhino my damn self. I just don't like Rhino's design, bro. Why the fuck is his head in the rhinoceros's mouth? That shit pisses me off. I'll say it, bro. I'll say it. I kind of like the robot Rhino they had in that one movie that everyone was hating. I thought that shit was cool. Because no way you're going to adapt this shit in the real life, bro. This is the type of shit that only works in the comics.
No, with a clean right hook. And this is without turning his skull into confetti.
Can Spidey really one-tap Rhino, though? I mean, I guess if he's not holding back,
It's when he crashes the Green Goblin's glider midair and still has the presence of mind to fire a web line and make sure Norman doesn't fall to his death. That's
Insomniac Rhino looks better. Insomniac Rhino. That doesn't ring up. Let me confirm that. Let's see how this looks. I do like the Insomniac designs, broadly speaking, though. So, okay, like this I can get behind. This I can get behind. I feel like a lot of times the cure to corny comic book character designs are like, I know niggas hate, you know, when you take like, when you over technolize or technology, when you use technology and lean on that in comic book character design. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't like the MCU for that. But I feel like if you're going with a more realistic aesthetic, which the Insomniac games basically do, if you're going for a more realistic aesthetic, you got to replace like some of the comic book shit with technology, right? Because, okay, a big buff dude with his face inside of a rhino head with rippling muscles, yeah, that works in a comic, but like that won't reasonably translate into anything close to a realistic design. So I'm not overly mad. I'm not mad at that at all.
Key difference.
Mysterio, you're not going to tell me Mysterio is a level 2 villain, bruh. You're not going to tell me Mysterio is a villain that Spidey doesn't like pull his punches on.
At level 2, Spider-Man is fighting harder, but he's also thinking faster because Peter knows the truth most villains never can.
Like Venom, he's on a different tier. You're not going to tell me Venom and Mysterio are on the same tier of Spider-Man using and holding back strength. He got that boy's arm wrapped up in his tongue. I'm trying to tell you about the Venom tongue, bro. Pause. But like, come on, bro. You're not going to tell me Venom and Mysterio are on the same, like, holding back tier for Spider-Man, bro. Absolutely not.
Consider a single unchecked punch from him could end the fight permanently, and he refuses to cross that line. Level 2 proves something crucial about Spider-Man's strength. It isn't just powerful, it's layered. And every layer exists because Peter Parker is constantly choosing restraint, even when the people he's fighting absolutely don't.
Okay, so if we're already on level 2 and we're going through most of his rogues gallery, by level 7, are we going to get into some cosmic bullshit? I feel like with comic book characters, it always ends on cosmic bullshit, bro. There's probably a cosmic Spider-Man somewhere that can play with the webs of time or some bullshit. I don't know. Because if we're already here for level 2, I can really only see us going up 3 or 4 levels while still being like, you know, somewhat human, somewhat grounded Spider-Man.
Observe it. Level 3, when the anger leaks through.
Okay, yeah, angry Spider-Man. So this is like the one, I mean, we all know the comic book fucking panel, bro, where he was holding that nigga Kingpin by the skin of his chest. I think that's what we're going to see here.
The thing about Spider-Man is that with great power comes great responsibility. It isn't just a lesson, it's a containment system. It's the shell that separates Spider-Man from becoming something far closer to...
I'm not going to lie, though. Is it crazy to say a random white dude like swinging across the buildings, just looking angry as fuck, is more intimidating than a rando in a mask? Like, this is why I always thought fighting Deku might low-key be terrifying, bro. Because at least when someone has, like, a full suit on, you know what I mean? You kind of, like, ignore their humanity. Or you're detached from their humanity while they're whooping your ass. But this looks fully human doing something that doesn't look human at all, bro. This would be terrifying, bro. Just man dropping down and whooping your ass, bro. A nigga named Peter dropping down and whooping your ass. Breaking your bones beyond repair. Wearing fucking khakis and penny loafers. Yeah, I'm good off that, bro.
Closer to Punisher than Captain America. But that shell isn't unbreakable. Every once in a while, a villain pushes too far. They hit a nerve.
Like, look at this. Look at this nigga, bro. Imagine being in this where, okay, first of all, hearing Spider-Man saying, I'm not in the mood. That's got to be a crazy feeling. But imagine being like a security guard for this warehouse, bro. And a white nigga named Peter just pulls up talking about I'm not in the mood. And then he throws your co-guard, your homeboy, across the whole fucking, the whole warehouse. That's scarier than a random dude in a mask, you know what I mean, crawling around and doing spider stuff. At least you expect the dude in a mask to be doing crazy stuff, you know?
They cross a line Spider-Man doesn't forgive easily. And when the trauma, frustration, and anger Peter Parker...
Like, look at the terror in this nigga's eyes, bro. He doesn't even know what to make of what he's seeing. He's like, what the hell?
Parker carries finally starts to leak out. That's level 3. Because level 3 is the first time Spider-Man's strength...
Who the fuck is this? Is this Peter? Nigga, this look like Reed Richards. He looks like about grown as hell. Yeah, he got the black suit on.
Is driven by emotion, not calibration. In levels 1 and 2, Peter is constantly pulling
Okay, if it's 7 levels and we're already at Angry Spider-Man, this shit is about to get wicked. I could just tell.
his punches. Here, he hesitates, and that hesitation costs him control. His strikes stop being
This don't even look like a Spider-Man no more, bro. This looks like a Dragon Ball Z futuristic ass villain.
controlled knockouts and start becoming fight-ending blows. Not lethal, but strong enough to send a clear message. This isn't a game. The quips disappear, the show
What this is that Kingpin comic, isn't it? That nigga boxing him bare. Is he in jail? That nigga boxing him bare chested, bro.
vanishes and the fight becomes brutally direct. But here's what still makes this Spider-Man and not something worse. At the very last moment, he stops. Just before things get too far, Peter pulls himself back. He remembers who he is. He reasserts control. The defining example of level 3 comes from Back in Black when Wilson Fisk's actions leave Aunt May fighting for
that's
her
what I was
life.
thinking. That's
When
what I was
Peter
thinking.
confronts
God damn. This nigga Kingpin big as shit too, bro. Look at how fucking fat his head is, bro. Like his ear don't even really fit on this fucking 200-pound dumbbell of a head. And look at the effort in this punch, bro. Like he really putting muscle into that swing. I'm not gonna lie. We gotta open a dialogue on Kingpin's neck muscles. Cause the fact that it didn't smack his jaw clean off of his body, very impressive.
Kingpin, it isn't a superhero fight, it's a warning. And the only reason Fisk walks away is because Spider-Man chooses not to cross that final line. This
Yo, look at this nigga, bruh. Oh my God. The shadows covering, like, obscuring parts of his body and his face. This nigga look like the devil.
level is when street-level criminals start running on sight. It's when villains realize Spider-Man isn't
Yeah, I think this was the one where he grabbed him by the skin.
joking anymore. And it's when everyone involved understands the same terrifying truth. Spider-Man isn't weak because he holds back. He's dangerous because he doesn't always have to. Level 4,
A superior. Okay, are we getting into superior Spider-Man shit? So superior Spider-Man was when, who was it that possessed him? Doc Ock possesses him and then he doesn't know, like, he doesn't know how to control the strength at first or some shit like that.
Up until now, every level we talked about has been Peter Parker choosing restraint. But level 4 is different.
Like, come on, bro. Look at Doc Ock, bro. Look at this nigga, bro. This nigga look like a chud. No amount of cool techno robot arms can make you look tough in this form. At least get a better haircut, bro, and a better fit.
Because it's the first time we see Spider-Man.
He's walking around in a onesie, bro. Granted, it's a comic. Everyone kind of walks around in a onesie. But god damn, bro. He looks like a big baby.
Strength without Peter Parker behind the wheel. We don't truly see this tier until Peter Parker is removed from the equation entirely and Otto Octavius takes control of his.
How did he do this? And how the fuck is Doc Ock still Aki, bro? Yo, I'm not gonna lie. They be, I feel like in comic books, it don't matter how fat you are. It don't matter what body type you have, man, woman, you still gonna have some muscle definition, bro. Comics do not know how to make people without that aren't like injecting trend every day.
Body as
Why is his shit's bigger than Peter's on the low? This nigga look like he can outlive Peter pound for pound.
the superior Spider-Man. And the realization hits Otto like a freight train. Peter Parker wasn't weak. He
Was this the same comic? The one thing that be confusing me about reading comic runs is when they switch artists mid-run. Like, don't get me wrong, sometimes it is cool to see different artists take on the same story, same characters, whatever. But come on, bro. Like, I do wish. I feel like the best runs are usually one author, one artist. Granted, those are usually limited runs, shorter runs, stuff like that. So, you know.
wasn't soft. He wasn't barely scraping by. He was holding back the entire time. For the first time, Otto.
What the fuck is this? Okay, now this is a design for Dr. Octopus that I can get behind. This looks terrifying. Also, Spider-Man's fit looks kind of cool too, though. Is this post-possession or pre-possession?
experiences what Spider-Man's strength actually feels like when it's applied without Peter's moral breaks. And in that moment, Doc Ock understands something horrifying. Peter could have ended him at any point. He just chose not to. And that's what level 4 really is. Level 1 is Peter's personal baseline, but this level is Spider-Man's true default strength. The level the body itself is capable
of. So we're at level 4. We're already at the max output for his body, his spider powers, whatever. I'm thinking we're probably about to get into some cosmic bullshit, or he got powered up by somebody or something along those lines. So yeah, we're only halfway through the video, so I'm sure we have some bull on the way. I'm not gonna hold you.
Of when restraint is no longer instinctive. This is the tier that longtime fans point for Finn.
Also, his fit looks kind of orange here. Am I tweaking compared to like the red here? I don't know.
Addiction. The moment that proves Spider-Man has always been a physical
He looks like the Thing.
monster hiding behind jokes and mercy. It's also at this level that forces skeptics to confront reality.
Is he okay, this is the dumbest shit I've seen in my life. Is he wearing the Doc Ock suit under the Superior Spider-Man suit? Is there like a lore reason for that? Or like, come on, bro. I know he's sweating like shit in there.
Spider-Man can stand toe-to-toe with Marvel's most serious threats.
What the fuck am I watching? Okay, so we have Superior up here. Then we have Spider-Man here. And then we have, I guess,
not by accident,
Peter Parker here. Yeah, I'll probably have to read the fucking run to understand what's going on. Is he getting like beat up by like the Spider-Man equivalent of One for All vestiges or something?
But by choice. It took Peter Parker being gone for that truth to finally come out. Level 5, Weaponizing
Spidey's strength. Okay.
If level 4 is when Otto Octavius learns how strong Spider-Man truly is, level 5 is when he decides to use that strength deliberately. Because Otto doesn't see Spider-Man's power as something to restrain, he sees it as a tool. As the superior Spider-Man, Otto applies intellect to strength in a way.
So Otto in Spider-Man's body, is that why he calls it the superior? Because he's just using it on 100% all the time? And even though he's technically getting more done or you know, stopping more villains or so on and so forth, he's just doing it in such a brazen, bullheaded way that he's not worried about all the destruction in his wake or something. That's like getting One for All and keeping that shit on 100% when you're fighting fucking Mina. Like, it's never that deep, bro.
Peter Parker never would. Not out of cruelty, but out of conviction. In Otto's mind, Spider-Man's greatest failure was mercy. At this level, with great power comes great responsibility, stops meaning restraint and starts meaning...
So what? It's basically the whole, like, does he kind of take the approach of like, yo, why doesn't Batman kill his villain sort of thing? Why does he let them keep running around? Same with Spider-Man. Why does he let these people keep running around? Fuck rehabilitation. Fuck redemption. I'm going to get him off the streets once and for all and just end this shit. I don't think that's a horrible mindset to have as a hero. I mean, it's a dangerous one because you are, you know, playing judge, jury, executioner. But realistically, especially in comics where jail is basically like a waiting room for villains until they have their next escapade, this isn't a bad mindset to have. Again, in the real world, horrible mindset to have because once you get locked up in the real world, you're not getting out, okay? The odds of you breaking out of any sort of imprisonment as a single person in the real world, it's like infinitesimally small, all right? 5 to 10 normal niggas and a pretty strong room can imprison one person easily, just with pure numbers, okay? So, you know, raise that proportionally to a whole prison that's literally built to hold niggas inside of it, you're not breaking out. But again, in a comic book, the dynamics are a bit different. Prison is like fake. No villains actually go to prison and stay in there. And so honestly, if you grew up in a comic book world, adopting this type of mindset, the, oh, hell nah, these niggas gotta go no matter what mindset, you know what I mean? We'll leave prison for like the drug dealers and the petty thieves. But supervillains, yeah, sometimes they gotta go.
Maximum efficiency. Fights don't drag on, threats are neutralized immediately. Villains don't get second chances. This is Spider-Man using his...
God damn, I know I said it before. This nigga Ak is ugly as shit. My fault, bro. I know he probably got bullied for that as a kid, but golly.
His strength with intent, not emotion, not hesitation, and not guilt. Otto treats Spider-Man's power like a scalpel instead of a safety net, applying exactly as much force as needed to permanently end a problem. And that's what makes level 5 unsettling, because nothing about it is sloppy, nothing about it is uncontrolled. It's
okay, how was he able to fight an electric, like an electro sort of thing? I guess he probably used some tech,
clean,
huh?
calculated, but final. The superhero community quickly realizes something uncomfortable. Spider-Man was never underpowered. He was self-limited, and with that limitation gone,
I'm not gonna lie though. I think we have to open a difficult dialogue. Did Otto low-key have this shit on colder than Peter? Like just pure design. I'm talking like the mainly black design with the little bit of red. I don't know. I feel like he low-key put that shit on him. Like now that I'm really looking at it full body, he low-key mogged this shit if we're just looking pure visuals, you know?
with that limitation gone, the quips vanish, the theatrics disappear, and all
Into the red shoe soles, that's clean.
that's left is results. Level 6, when the
Bloodlust takes over. Okay, maybe we won't be getting cosmic. It looks like we've already reached Spider-Man's peak strength in this video, and it looks like we're just getting different situations of when this peak strength was applied. If we're hitting Bloodlust at level 6, then yeah, it looks like maybe we won't be getting cosmic, which honestly I like a lot better. I think heroes like Spider-Man, I think superheroes in general, you know, I would rather them be like street tier to like maybe on a high end like city block-ish to maybe like townish. I think like super high end, your top tiers should be able to like, I don't know, destroy a planet. All right, fair. We have to have one or two Supermen or whatever. But like Spider-Man, bro, his whole concept doesn't even work off the streets, bro. You know what I mean? Like his concept was built around street tiers. His concept was built around like swinging webs, swinging through buildings. You know what I mean? Stopping cars with his bare hands, so on and so forth. And so when you try to extrapolate that to like, I'm Cosmic Spider-Man who can put Dormammu in a sleeper hold, it just feels forced in my opinion.
Bloodlust takes over. This time, it isn't Otto Octavius behind the mask. It's
What is it?
Peter Parker.
Symbiote?
And that's what makes this level truly terrifying.
I'm not gonna lie, my first encounter with Black Spider-Man, I think it was technically the movie, like that first like Spider-Man 3 or whatever. But my first encounter when I wasn't like 4 years old, I was probably like 8 years old watching Spectacular Spider-Man. I think he got black suit in Spectacular. I'm not tweaking, am I? Anywho, that shit scared me. I think it probably gave me nightmares, bro. Like that was probably the first time I had seen like the concept truly and understood the concept of an anti-hero.
Because this is what happens when Peter stops anchoring himself to great power, great responsibility, and starts anchoring to outcomes. At this tier, Spider-Man isn't trying to scare criminals, he's making sure they never get an opportunity to hurt someone again. This is Spider-Man deciding that mercy has become a liability.
You got oh, this has to be a horrible position to be in. Imagine. Just close your eyes and imagine for a second. You were robbing an old lady, so already you were doing some bullshit. But now your back is pinned against the wall. Peter Parker is in front of you with his fist cocked back, talking about you guys never learn. People's lives aren't worth this. I'm tired. Nigga saying, I'm tired of your bullshit. At that point, I just start saying prayers, bro. At that point, I'm sorry. You're right. But I learned today.
Unlike Otto, who used overwhelming force as a calculated necessity, Peter at level 6 treats finality as policy. And
I really like the way the webs are illustrated in this comic. I don't know why. It reminds me of like that one animation style where like the way they illustrate, like anime will illustrate like lightning and lighting effects similar to these webs a lot of times, where it's pretty low detailed, but you can still see the outlines. Like low key, bro, the fact that we don't have a good animated Spider-Man in like the past, that's not a movie. Okay, Spider-Verse, obviously. The fact that we don't have a good animated Spider-Man show over like the past decade, with all the strides that have happened in animation, like we need some good 2D animated Spider-Man, bro. I'm sorry. Imagine the webs being illustrated like fucking Black Whip, where they were just like all chaotic and stuff. And I know the budget is there, bro. And I know it would be successful. Someone just got to get that shit up off the ground, bro.
And there's no rage here, no emotional spiral, just cold resolve. Street level threats cease to matter. Supervillains don't get dramatic back and forths. Fights end the moment Peter decides they should. And in this moment, the Marvel...
Did he pull the nigga mask off his face? Come on, that's disrespectful. Even as a superhero, you shouldn't be doing that, bro. Like super character to super character, the mask got to stay on. It's a respect thing.
The universe realizes something deeply uncomfortable. Spider-Man is no longer operating on the same scale as street heroes. At this level, Peter's raw ability, capability, rivals, and in some cases surpasses icons like Captain America and Iron Man, not because he has better tech or leadership, but because he's no longer limiting himself to the rules.
I feel like he been surpassed Captain America, bro. Like, shout out Cap, but he really don't want that tussle if it really comes down to it. Like, come on, bro.
This is the closest Spider-Man ever comes to becoming something like the Punisher, except with one terrifying difference. Frank Castle relies on weapons. Peter Parker is the weapon.
Nah, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Nah, Punisher would probably just blow my shit smooth off, actually. I was about to say I'd rather take an Angry Pete than Punisher, but nah, that's Cap. That's Cap.
Level 6 proves something fans often forget. Spider-Man was never a street-level hero by necessity. He chose to be one, and at this level, that choice is gone. And
he did it for the fashion.
if you want to see what this actually looked like, Marvel showed us. In Spider-Man the Spider's Shadow, Peter never removes the symbiote. Instead of rejecting it, he embraces what it offers. Power without restraint, efficiency without hesitation, and solutions that don't leave room for repeat offenses. What's important here isn't the suit itself.
Who the fuck? Yo, who is he whooping? Is that Jay Jonah? Is he tying up? Yo. Oh man, Jay Jonah was talking all that hot shit. It done come back and got him now. Oh, that's kind of funny. Okay, he's overdoing it though. Crushing the man's hand. I bet you he won't be on them newscasts in Times Square talking that hot shit no more though. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
It's what it removes. The symbiote strips away Peter's instinct to pull back. It quiets the voice reminding him to give people another chance. And once that voice is gone, Spider-Man stops behaving like a hero who reacts to crime. And
what is this him? What is this? Ew. Is this what he looks like under the symbiote? Nigga, this looks like a Ninja Turtle.
Starts operating like someone who prevents it permanently.
That is disgusting. So yeah, if this is him, he really lost himself.
When Peter Parker decides...
Yo. Did Beetle deserve to be crucified? Dog. That's so unnecessary. Oh man, he wrapped that boy up like it was a horror movie. That's something.
Restraint is no longer morally acceptable. Nothing in the Marvel universe is equipped to stop him. Not other heroes, villains, or even his own conscience.
There's a lot in the Marvel universe that's equipped to stop him, bro. We got Sentry in the tank if we ever need him.
It's the terrifying truth of this strength level. Spider-Man doesn't need corruption, mind control, or...
Okay, I like this Doc Ock. Like, he looks like, is he a soldier or something? I don't know. But he looks like someone that I would actually be intimidated by.
For outside influence to become unstoppable, he only needs to stop believing in mercy. Level 7. When
Spider-Man becomes inevitable... Uh-oh, this sounds like it's about to be some bullshit. Okay, I think we're getting into bullshit cosmic territory because I don't even know what that means. When Spider-Man becomes inevitable?
Spider-Man becomes inevitable. Level 7 isn't Spider-Man becoming a god. That's too easy. It's Spider-Man realizing he never needed to be one.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie. He caught my neck. I was talking about him becoming a god the whole time. I'm sure he has at some point in Marvel Comics because who hasn't? but you know.
This is the version of Peter Parker that appears between the panels of canon, not as a transformation.
What the fuck is this, bro? Spider Knot. All right, buddy. This ain't it right here.
Not as a suit, and not as a power-up, but as a state of understanding. At this level, Spider-Man stops measuring his strength in punches, feats, or how hard he can hit. He measures it in outcomes. We see this
What does that mean?
thinking as far back as Amazing Spider-Man 229 and 230, when Peter realizes Juggernaut can't be beaten, so he simply removes him from relevance. No rage, no escalation.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Removes him from relevance?
Just clarity. And we see it again in Peter Parker the Spectacular Spider-Man 310, where Peter anticipates conflicts before they materialize, solving problems before they become fights. And we feel it throughout Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man when crime doesn't rise to meet Spider-Man because it knows better.
Okay, buddy. I think we're done here. I'm sure there's some sort of cosmic Spider-Man that can be the real level 7. Let's see. Yep, here we go. Cosmic Spider-Man, widely known as Captain Universe, is an incredibly overpowered version of Peter who merged with the Unipower. God damn. Oh, that's like a magic card or something. Okay. I knew it existed. It had to exist, bro. It's a comic book.